The other area is the bounce and the contrast versus the focus. And how do you, I'll give you an example.
Well, is contrast a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a great thing, but I'm also feeling both emotions at the same time, not bouncing from one to the other. So I'm holding that.
Good. Give us the example.
Okay, the example, when I purchased this home 2 years ago with my wife, and I had this vision of, knocking out walls and opening it up and building a garage and putting a porch on it that overlooks this valley. So I still hold that, and I did a lot of work. I did most of that, didn't complete it. But now the house is for sale. My wife and I are going our own way, and I'm trying to conjure the emotion of what's next and where I want to be and what it looks like and feels like and tastes like, and yet so I see that house and I see the work that I had envisioned for it, which I still feel for, yet I see the for sale sign on it and I know it's under contract and it's leaving me, and I'm...
So you just made our point so beautifully that the dream of the house was even better than the house.
Absolutely.
And if and if you can accept that the dream is still alive and that you're still moving toward it, and that the sale of this house and the restructuring of this relationship is all part of the process of the journey on the way to what you have become, then you realize that because it feels to you that you're off track, or it feels to you that something went wrong, or it feels to you that you didn't complete a dream, when the reality of it, the realness of it, is that you're always in the process of that. There's no stopping or ending to that. And once you perceive it in that way, then the journey is fun here and now. Never stop and take a snapshot of what you think your life is from a vantage point of it not being what you think that it should be.
Okay.
So go back, if you can, to the feeling of what you were looking for in that house, in that life. In other words, you are the creator of you, not the creator of a house. So you're the creator of you in a relationship, you're the creator of you in the house, you're the creator of all of that. So go back to when that desire felt fresh and talk to us about how the discovery of that house felt. What was the thing that impressed you the most about it?
Nothing. It was my wife's house. She wanted the house, and I wanted to make it something that I would want to be part of. And I knew it was probably the wrong time to buy it in the market, that if we waited 6 months, it would be more affordable. But I did see the potential in the house because of where it's located. And
so does it seem to you that, so what you felt about the house, so the emotion,
well,
wait just a little bit. So the dominant emotion that you felt about the house was wrong timing. It wasn't really inspiring you. So the emotions that you were feeling were, how would you describe it? Hesitancy, reluctance, pessimism, and tell us again, how's it playing out?
Yeah, well, playing out that way, but I took it as I could change this, and I could change the relationship with the...
You can change all of it, but you can't change it from those root emotions.
Okay.
So what happened, and it happens to a lot of people, is that instead of changing the root emotion first, which we love you very much, takes 10 minutes.
Okay.
Instead of changing the root emotion first, you jumped into action. You tore walls down, you tore the porch off, in other words, and discovered that you can't get there from there. Because, so now, the good news is that in all of what feels like this upheaval, in knowing what you don't want and knowing what you do want, you have shored up your vortex. There's even more there than was there before. And now in knowing what you don't want, you know what you do want. So when you know the emotion that you don't want, you know the emotion that you do want. So let's start in that general emotional place. You've been hearing us for a long time say, when you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. So if you don't want it to be the wrong time, you want it to be the right time. If you don't want the feeling of reluctance, you want the feeling of eagerness. If you don't want the feeling of pessimism, you want the feeling of optimism. So it's clear the emotions, the emotional goals, or the emotions that you put into your vortex. So now let's reap the benefit. Let's achieve that manifestation, those manifestations of those emotions right now. Because clearly, you can't fix the relationship right now, this red hot minute, and you can't sell the house this red hot minute, and you can't finish the house this red hot minute. You like the view, however. But
it's sold and it's going, it's moving. So is done.
So
I know that.
So
and, now I'm not picturing what's next, even though I can conjure some emotions of a beautiful place and somebody to share and be with.
Here's a question that we want to ask you. You going to do it the way you did it last time? Are you going to jump ahead of the basis, or are you going to get the basis this time? The emotional basis. So, from all that you lived in that relationship, what's the dominant emotion that you've put into your vortex that you want to feel and experience now? What's the emotion that comes to mind that you're looking for?
In the relationship.
In the relationship. In the relationship. Because that's the strongest part that's active here.
Self-love and worthiness, and being accepted and accepting.
All right. Feel around, find other words. Harmony.
Harmony, joy,
but
peace,
stay focused upon a person viewing you and you viewing a person, and a person viewing you and you viewing a person. You're in the relationship, and you're having an emotion. And what is the emotion? Is the emotion more about your perception of them perceiving you, or is the emotion about your perception of them? In other words.
I think it's flow. It's flow back and forth, and
well, it will be, but you can't control what flows from them. You can only control what flows from you. So when you envision this relationship and you reach for the emotional basis of it, what's the emotion that you want to feel in this relationship? You're looking for somebody to love you, or you're looking for somebody to love? Don't say both. Are you looking for somebody to love you, or are you looking for somebody to love?
Is there a difference?
Well, there's a difference, and it's big.
Okay.
Because if you're looking for someone to love, you have complete control about that. If you're looking for somebody to love you, you don't have complete control about that.
Okay.
If you're looking for someone to love, then you can join forces.
But can you love somebody that doesn't love you, or can you have a one-way love? I don't.
No. But by looking for someone to love, you clean all of the clutter out of the vibration, and you get there so much faster. By looking for someone to love you, you get introspective. You find yourself out of alignment with who you are. You attract someone from a basis of insecurity rather than from a basis of security. In other words, we just so want you to feel not just the effectiveness, but the power of these emotions that you have the ability to accomplish in a very short period of time. So play with this just for a moment and find love for someone. In other words, it doesn't even have to find the feeling of love flowing. What does it feel like? Put other words to it. When you love somebody, you appreciate somebody. When you love them, you find them funny. When you love them, you like the feel of them. When you love them, you like the sound of them. When you love them, you like the touch of them. When you love them, basically what it really is, if you really want to know, you just like loving, because your source feels that way.
Yes.
So as you and it does it feel like rambling, or can you feel that we're going somewhere important? Can you feel this
I feel it.
basis
I do
that
feel
we're
it from you.
that we're shoring up? In other words, you have control over everything that happens in your experience, because you have control over this basic emotion that you're wanting to offer. And so you have the ability to conjure this feeling of love. In fact,
In 10 minutes.
it happened. It happened in less than that. It happened in less than that. So now, what else from what you've been living? What else is this creator wanting to conjure emotionally? So you want love and found a piece of it. You want what's another emotion that's vivid as a result of what you've just been living?
Confidence and abundance, which is ease and harmony and
stability. So just keep saying the words. Just keep
freedom.
Keep offering the words. And don't the words, a lot of them feel the same way? And
Yeah.
isn't there a harmonic between those words that you're offering? And doesn't each word you offer sort of shore up another word that you offered? And doesn't it feel less like something you're reaching for right now and more like something that you are? In other words, these words don't feel freakish.
No.
It doesn't feel lackful. It
No,
doesn't
I
feel,
know them.
It doesn't feel like something that you're reaching for. It feels like something that you are. In other words, you've just established this basis in less than 10 minutes. You established this vibrational basis. And everything in your world has just shifted, you see. Everything just shifted. You're not ever going to be the same again, because the drama of what you have just lived put something in your vortex that you just took the time to line up with, and now you own it in a way that you've never owned it before. Now you are that, you see. Now it is you. And now the details of that will start revealing themselves to you. You accomplished the manifestation of the emotion. You did. He did. Did you feel him? You did. You accomplished the manifestation of the emotion. Now, the tricky thing is to not let yourself discount it by saying, oh, that was far too easy, or oh, that was far too fast. We are telling you from a place of absolute knowing of how the universe works and of what your vibrational frequency was and now is, that you have just accomplished that vibrational, emotional, basic core shift. And now, oh, the fun you're going to have as you begin to watch the manifestations bear witness to this vibrational shift that you have just accomplished. That's the work.
Thank you.
That's the work. And
Okay.
and now we just have a couple of questions for you, because we know that we're at the ending of this time for this day. Was it fun? In other words,
Being here in the chair.
was it fun? Was it fun to feel that shift happen? Was it a relief to feel the shift?
It was very intense. And
So you may say, well, Abraham, you seem to know it more than I know it, but I sort of got the drift of it. Is that what you're saying? Or did you feel the shift?
no, I felt it. I experienced it.
So-
and now can I not block it and bring it back?
But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
And-
If you liked it, do more of it.
Okay.
Don't start rushing into the manifestation. Don't start needing the manifestation right now to shore it up. Take this for the fun that it was and do more of it and do more of it until you really get the hang of this. Because once you get it, that you have the ability to conjure the emotion, and once you get addicted to that conjuring, then the world is your oyster. Then there is nothing that you cannot be or do or have, because you have built a vibrational basis that the law of attraction and the laws of the universe and all the forces that exist must cooperate with. In other words, you accomplish that basis and watch everything else flow in. And you don't need to worry, because you put so many details into your vortex that you don't need to worry about being too general. Being general like this and finding this emotional basis will allow everything that you put into your vortex that matches it to sweep, to swoop, to flow, to rampage into your experience. And those who are watching you will say, hey man, what did you do? Bottom out before you started bouncing back up with such vigor? Kind of, sort of.
I love it.